The Chinese Communist Party's 15 trillion inflated GDP will definitely backfire. So, what is the real number? Let me tell you. Its GDP should be only $4 trillion per year. The CCP is using this $4 trillion to feed its so-called 1.4 billion people, or should say 1 billion. Tell me how the people can survive. How can the CCP maintain its stability? How much does it cost to maintain its domestic stability every year? There are 4 million public security/judicial officers, 2 million in the military. Adding officers and others, there are a total of 8 million personnel in national government agencies. It also needs to support 93 million party members. $4 trillion equates to 24 trillion yuan. After all the deductions for domestic expenses, how much more money is left? This is the reason I said that 3,000 renminbi is equivalent to $1. When the money is taken to a foreign country to exchange for the US dollar, the US will no longer allow it. This will cause the US dollar to depreciate. When will it depreciate? That is when the world is in financial crisis. Hi, CCP, let me settle this number for you. Americans invest $2.3 trillion in Chinese finance, own more than $1 trillion in national debt, and invest nearly $2 trillion in financial products. Then there were all the fund exchanges in China. The capital pool of currency exchange between the two countries is about $2 trillion. Then all the technology investments in China, including factories and so on, are about $2 trillion. This is $9 trillion. Let's round it up to $10 trillion. Now she is ready if the US dares to seize its overseas assets. If the United States legislates to discuss the issue of my attacking Taiwan, as soon as the US imposes financial sanctions on the CCP and kicks it out of the World Trade Organization, the CCP will confiscate the $10 trillion. You take away my more than $1 trillion of national debt and I seize yours. The CCP also owns the US's national debt. The US also bought the national debt of China. The confiscation of all your investments, valued at $10 trillion will occur. Then, in Hong Kong, it probably adds up to $1 trillion in total. We just count it as a total of $10 trillion, which is large enough. As far as Hong Kong and mainland China are concerned, the $10 trillion investment in China has helped China and supported a GDP of more than $10 trillion every year. If the CCP confiscates these 10 trillion, the RMB will no longer have an international market. Who wants it? Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Iran, Syria, Russia, Africa, and Pakistan still want the RMB. It will last for a while, and it may drop to 9 or 10. Oh my, I'm still fine. But in the next split second, it will go down. And in this 1 second, it will change from 100 to 1,000, and from 1,000 to 3,000. This must be the end of the RMB. This must be the ending. Let's wait and see. Once its $10 trillion are shattered, the US will have no other choice but to kick all the CCP's assets out of its financial system and seize all its assets. The most critical issue is technology, including chips. For chip technology, it's impossible for the US to completely block the CCP. However, the CCP can never keep up with the US. That is, people in the West drive cars like Tesla, but you switch back to tractors. But at least, this is not a horse carriage, right? So, this is the outcome estimate of the CCP.